Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I do my Europa League predictions. I did my Champions League ones and it got a bit awkward how I've done it, so I'm not wanting to do that one for this one. POAK are going to beat, my camera's a bit off center there. POAK are going to beat Maccabi Tel Aviv. We see Midtjylland beating Sturmgrass. Nice beating Roma. We're going to see Braga getting a draw out of Feyenoord. Dinamo Zagreb beating Fenerbahce. We're going to see Betis beating Forest in their first game there. Kresavenda beating Celtic. Freiburg getting a result against Basel in the first game there. Malmo beating Ludogorets. Lille beating Bran in their first game. Go Ahead Eagles getting beaten by Steaua Bucharest. Salzburg beating Porto. We're going to see Rangers and Genk drawing 0-0. I still feel I've put enough 0-0s in these videos. Utrecht getting beat by Lyon. Fenerbahce beating Victoria Pilsen. Young Boys beating Panathinaikos. We're going to see Stuttgart then beat Celta Vigo. A lot of teams getting their first loss off the board there. Roma then beating Lille. Ludogorets beaten by Real Betis. Fenerbahce beating Nice. Celtic beating Braga. We're going to see Victoria Pilsen beating Malmo there, and Steaua Bucharest beating Young Boys. You're going to see Bologna getting a big win over Freiburg. Panathinaikos beating Go Ahead Eagles. Bran drawing with Utrecht. We're going to see Porto drawing with Red Star there. Another 0-0 for Rangers there against... No, actually no, it's going to be 2-0 to Sturmgrass. Feyenoord beating Villa. It's going to be a walk in the park for Villa. I think Villa think it will be a walk in the park for them. It won't be. 2-2 drops in Lyon and Salzburg. Celta Vigo beating POAK. Genk beating Ferencváros. See Basel drawing with Stuttgart, and then Forest getting a win off the board there against Midtjylland. See Bran drawing with Rangers, another draw off the board there for Rangers. Feyenoord beating Panathinaikos. We're going to see Genk getting beaten by Betis. We're going to see Salzburg beating Ferencváros. Fenerbahce drawing with Stuttgart. Braga getting beaten by Red Star. We'll see Lyon beating Basel for me there. Game week 4, let's move calculate again. A 4-3, a very exciting one there. See Villa getting a win off the board against Go Ahead Eagles, and Roma beating Victoria Pilsen, whilst Forest draw with Porto. Lille drawing with beating POAK, sorry. Malmo and Zagreb drawing, while Celtic beat Sturmgrass. Maccabi Tel Aviv getting beat by Midtjylland 5-1 there. Young Boys beating Ludogorets. We're going to see Freiburg beating Utrecht, and Celta Vigo beating Nice. One more game week and then we can calculate where we're at. Utrecht getting beat by Porto. Red Star beating Lille. Dinamo Zagreb beating Celta Vigo. Red Bull Salzburg beating Go Ahead Eagles. Midtjylland just beating Celtic for me. Basel and Steaua Bucharest in a big 3-3 draw there. Nice beating Freiburg. Sturmgrass getting beat by Forest. Malmo and Panathinaikos drawing. We're going to see Rangers beating Roma in a very exciting game there. Stuttgart getting a win over Feyenoord. Betis beating Lyon. Villa beating Maccabi Tel Aviv there. Victoria Pilsen beating Fenerbahce. Braga and Genk drawing. POAK beating Young Boys. Fenerbahce beating Ludogorets, and then at the bottom there going to have Bologna beating Bran. So after 4 games, Betis have won all 4. Dinamo Zagreb unbeaten, Steaua Bucharest unbeaten, Salzburg unbeaten, and Red Star unbeaten, and so are Stuttgart. Villa have 1 loss on the board. Where are Forest? Forest 8th there, yeah. Okay, cool. Porto just outside the spots right now, same as Rangers, Fenerbahce. Big teams just missing out right now. 3 teams without a single win on the board, and that's Go Ahead Eagles, Ludogorets and Maccabi Tel Aviv, with nothing to show for any of their efforts. So coming into the next game, we have Roma beating Midtjylland. We have Porto getting a win and getting into them spaces. Feyenoord beating Celtic. Lille beating Dinamo Zagreb. See Villa beating Young Boys, but only just Young Boys. Young Boys bring a crowd. They do bring a crowd. Fenerbahce just beat Fenerbahce. POAK beating Bran. We're going to see Victoria Pilsen beating Freiburg. Ludogorets drawing with Celta Vigo. Rangers drawing with Braga. We're going to see Betis beating Utrecht. Bologna just beating Salzburg. I don't know, I lost there. Red Star beating Steaua Bucharest. Maccabi Tel Aviv just getting beat by Juventus. Right, Juventus, Lyon, what am I talking about? Ooh, yeah, Forest winning that game there. Panathinaikos then beating Sturm Graz, and then Go Ahead Eagles getting a result in Stuttgart, getting their first win off the board, and potential for a comeback here. We're going to calculate in game week. Yeah, after game week 6 here again, actually. Fenerbahce beating Rangers. We're going to see Young Boys beating Lille. Big night for them, that. Dinamo Zagreb beating Betis. We're going to see Nice drawing with Braga. Sturm Graz beating Red Star. Huge one. Ludogorets drawing with POAK. We're going to actually, no, Ludogorets can beat POAK. Stuttgart beating Maccabi Tel Aviv. Midtjylland beating Genk. Utrecht fighting against Forest. Celtic beating Roma. Porto beating Malmo. Steaua Bucharest, and final a big 3-3 draw there. Freiburg getting beat by Salzburg. Villa and Basel in a draw, just a disappointing draw from as well, that. As Lyon beating Go Ahead Eagles. Panathinaikos drawing with Victoria Pilsen, and Celta Vigo drawing with Bologna, meaning after 6 games now everyone's got a loss on the board. No one is unbeaten anymore. Villa and Forest make the way through the table. Rangers still missing out. Sturm Graz, Nice missing out. Freiburg missing out as well, pretty lucky for themselves. Basel pretty low, and Maccabi Tel Aviv the only team without any points on the board so far, and 23 goals conceded, just getting handed L's. Victoria Pilsen beating Porto there, first game back. Feyenoord winning there. POAK drawing with Betis. Malmo beating Red Star. Young Boys drawing with Lyon. See Bologna beating Celtic. Freiburg beating Maccabi Tel Aviv. Brann beating Midtjylland. We're going to see Roma beating Stuttgart, while Rangers beat Ludogorets, and Celta Vigo draw with Lille. Dinamo Zagreb beating Steaua Bucharest. Salzburg beating Basel. Fenerbahce drawing with Villa. Braga beating Forest. We're going to see Fenerbahce beating Panathinaikos. Nice beating Go Ahead Eagles, and then Utrecht beating Genk. Final game now. Final game. We can see where the table is headed. Panathinaikos drawing with Roma. We see Porto beating Rangers. Could be end for Rangers, that. Betis beating Feyenoord. Lille beating Freiburg. You see Midtjylland draw 3-3 with Dinamo Zagreb, try and survive there. Villa getting beat at Villa Park by Salzburg there. Steaua Bucharest drawing with Fenerbahce. Go Ahead Eagles getting a result against Braga towards the end. Could be very, very good from Lyon beating POAK. Basel and Victoria Pilsen drawing. Forest making a push towards the end there, going to the top of the table. Maccabi Tel Aviv getting a draw at Bologna in the last game. Stuttgart beating Young Boys. Ludogorets beating Nice, could do something for them. Sturm Graz beating Brann, and then Genk beating Malmo. So going into the last games, Real Betis and Salzburg finishing as the top 2 in the table, both on 19 points. Dinamo Zagreb and Olympic Lyon not far behind, both on 17. Forest, Red Star, Aston Villa and Stuttgart make up the rest of the top 8. Missing out is Panathinaikos, Rangers, Celta Vigo, Freiburg, all getting 9 points, which is 1 point short. Maccabi Tel Aviv getting 1 point in the end. Utrecht, yeah, it's kind of how you expect it to go. And you know what? Yeah, I will do it like I did, because I want to see who I think's going to get to the final. Let's see who I think's going to get to the final. Give me 1 second. The second part then, we've got the fixtures lined up here for you. Bologna and Sturm Graz playing each other. I think Bologna take it at 5-1 on aggregate there. Feyenoord and Nice, I think we're going to see Feyenoord take like a 5-0 on aggregate, to be honest. Porto and POAK, I think we're going to see 2-0 and then like a 3-2, so maybe, what's that, 4-3 on aggregate to Porto. Pilsen, I think Pilsen just take it. A 2-2 draw at Young Boys and a 1-0 win sees them go through. Roma and Midtjylland, I think we see 2-0 Roma and then 3-0 Midtjylland to go through, which I'm going to have to spell that again. Great. Genk and Lille, I think they draw 1 on the first game and then Lille just take like 2-0 win. Easy stuff. Celtic Fenerbahce, I think 0-0 in Glasgow and then 2-1 in Bucharest puts Celtic through, just a bit of fight there. 0-0 in Budapest and then a 3-1 game for Fenerbahce there. So that means Stuttgart versus Bologna. It means Aston Villa versus Feyenoord, which is an exciting one. I'm going to see Red Star versus Porto. See Forest versus Victoria Pilsen there, which is a good one for Forest. Zagreb versus and however you spell it, and I've even butchered that. Oh my god, I've butchered it so much. There we go. That's what we're going to take it. We're going to take it like that. Cool. Is he gonna? Yeah. Okay. It's corrected me. Salzburg versus Celtic, which is a really exciting one, and then Betis versus Fenerbahce. Okay, so Stuttgart Bologna. I think 2-2 in the first game, but then I think Bologna. No, 2-2 in both games. So it means 4-4 on aggregate. Stuttgart win on penalties. Ooh, just about for me there. Aston Villa Feyenoord. I think we're going to see. I have a 3-3. We're going 4-4 there then. And Aston Villa win on penalties. So Aston Villa and Stuttgart going through so far. Red Star and Porto. I think Red Star knocked Porto out. Forest and Pilsen. I think we're going to see like 5-1 on aggregate over there. Forest are going to do really well. Who did Zagreb meant to play? Oh, Zagreb went to play Midtjylland, and Leon went to play Lille. Okay, let's try to spell that Midtjylland. It's gonna just correct me anyway. Come on, correct me. Zagreb are gonna win this one like 5-2 on aggregate, meaning Zagreb go through. Leon drawing 2-2 and then getting beat 2-0 by Lille. Lille going through. Salzburg Celtic, I think, is going to finish like 4-2 on aggregate there. So Salzburg going through, and then Betis going through against Fenerbahce. Meaning we have lined up for ourselves here then. We have, give me 1 second. We have Stuttgart v Betis, we're going to go with. Aston Villa v Salzburg. We see Red Star versus Zagreb. Red Star v Zagreb. And is it going to work for me? Lille v Forest, which is an exciting set of quarterfinals. As we're going to see Stuttgart get knocked out by Betis. Just about. Villa in a very exciting 2 legs there over Salzburg, beating them 5-4. Red Star and Zagreb knocking them out. They're going through to the next round. And then we have Lille versus Forest. I think it's going to be 0-0 and then 2-0. So Forest going through 2-0, which means we then see a Forest. Oh my god. Forest v Villa on one side, and Zagreb v Betis. Zagreb v Betis on the other side. Forest and Villa both have won the Champions League in England. We'll go Zagreb Betis first, and I think Zagreb just edge it over the 2 legs there. Zagreb getting to the final is huge for Zagreb. And then over the 2 legs here, I think Forest just edge it for me right now, meaning a Forest Zagreb final. Forest v Zagreb, and I think Forest take it against that. And the video, guys, if you like the video, please like and see more, subscribe. Cheers, fellas.